A multi-million-dollar Russian warship, heavily armed and radar-equipped, crewed by trained sailors, sank by a kamikaze naval drone. Essentially a remote-controlled jet ski packed to the brim with explosives. No admiral ordered a fleet to sea. No navy launched a single traditional warship. Just a small team of operators, a satellite connection, and a swarm of cheap autonomous drones skimming silently through the Black Sea in the dead of night. What are these drones, and how are they decimating one of the most powerful naval forces in the world? When Russia launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February of 2022, its Black Sea Fleet was the dominant naval force in the region. Dozens of warships, amphibious landing vessels, and submarines, armed with Caliber cruise missiles, moved freely through Ukrainian territorial waters, imposed a naval blockade, and cut off Ukrainian ports from the world. Ukraine had virtually no navy left. Its only remaining frigate was scuttled by its own crew days after the invasion began. The asymmetry was total. Within months, Ukrainian engineers and intelligence operatives were quietly building something Russia had never prepared for. Not destroyers, not submarines, cheap, fast, autonomous drone boats that were about to make the Black Sea the most dangerous stretch of water for any Russian warship on Earth. The weapon at the center of this campaign is the Maritime Autonomous Guard Unmanned Robotic Apparatus, simply called the Magura V5. Developed by Ukraine's main Directorate of Intelligence and operated by the secretive Group 13, it looks like a flat motorboat. At 5.5 meters long, roughly the size of a standard pickup truck, it barely rises above the waterline. Its plastic hull eliminates the metal signatures the radar relies on. Its thermal output is minimal, defeating infrared detection. In open water at night, this explosive truck is nearly impossible to spot until it's too late. It carries 320 kilograms of explosives, enough to sink a warship, and travels at up to 50 knots across 800 kilometers on a single mission, guided via Starlink from anywhere on planet Earth. It's never deployed alone. Attacks come in packs of 6 to 10 vessels from multiple directions simultaneously. In the terminal phase, each drone accelerates to maximum speed and executes violent zigzag maneuvers, making it nearly impossible for defensive cannons to track. And the crazy part? The Magura V5 cost $250,000 a unit. By late 2024, Ukraine had evolved beyond the V5. They now had the Magura V7, which features a longer hull, improved open water performance, jam-resistant navigation, and mid-deck missile launchers. In May 2025, V7 drones shot down 2 Russian multi-role fighter jets over the Black Sea using advanced heat-seeking missiles. The Magura had transitioned from an anti-ship weapon to a multi-role naval combat platform, capable of engaging in air, sea, and land operations during a single deployment. The drones are no longer just targets. The hunter has become the predator. With the addition of multi-launch rocket systems, these drones are now actively clearing Russian positions along the coast before they even reach their naval targets. Ukraine's security service developed a parallel, heavier system, the Sea Baby. Measuring 6 meters in length, it has an 850 kilogram payload and a range of 1,000 kilometers. This drone is built for static targets, docked ships, bridges, and port infrastructure. In July of 2023, it famously struck the Crimean Bridge, causing structural damage visible from satellites. By early 2025, these lethal drone carriers had destroyed advanced Russian air defense systems in the Kherson region, launched from over 350 kilometers inland. Things got even worse for Russia in December 2025, after Ukraine deployed the Subsea Baby. This underwater drone, functioning like a guided torpedo, targeted and immobilized a Kilo-class submarine inside the heavily defended port of Novorossiysk. A $400 to $500 million vessel struck inside of its own base by a drone. Picture complete darkness. It's past midnight and operators are sitting hundreds of kilometers away, watching thermal camera feeds showing grainy, grain-tinted images of open water. On the Russian warship, radar operators are scanning, but the Magura's plastic hull and near-zero thermal signature mean detection comes dangerously late. By the time a radar blip appears or an engine sound registers, The drones are already close. The ship's last line defense system, an AK-630 Sea Whiz, an automated 30mm rotary cannon firing 5,000 rounds per minute, swings toward the water and opens fire. But tracking a 1.5-meter target moving at 50 knots, zigzagging violently through black water is nothing like stopping a missile. The cannon was never built for this. Tracer rounds light up the night sky. To the Ukrainian operators watching their feeds, those tracers are a navigation aid. They show exactly where the defensive fire is aimed and exactly which direction to steer to avoid it. The swarm is approaching from multiple sectors at once. The Sea Whiz can't cover every angle, and no operator alive is fast enough to compensate. On February 1st, 2024, the Ivanovets, a Tarantula-class missile corvette, was stationed near Lake Donoslav in western Crimea. A Magura V-5 swarm hit without warning. The ship fought back hard. At increased speed, executed evasive maneuvers, and opened fire with its Sea Whiz, barrels glowing white-hot in thermal footage released afterward. The crew knew exactly what was coming, and they used everything they had. It wasn't enough. Detection had come too late. The drones were already inside defensive range, accelerating through violent zigzag patterns the cannon couldn't track fast enough to match. There was no automatic radar lock and no electro-optical system responsive enough to compensate. The operator was aiming manually, in the dark, at targets moving faster than his gun could follow. Drones broke through one by one, striking the rudder, the engine room, and previously damaged hull sections. The ship fought to its last moment, then it sank. A missile corvette, fully armed and actively fighting, was destroyed by remote-controlled drone boats operated by a team that never left shore. Just 2 weeks later, Group 13 struck the Caesar Kunikov, a Rapocha-class landing ship over 100 meters long, transporting military cargo between Novorossiysk and Sevastopol. It became the first large landing ship sunk by naval drones. The first Magura approached from the shore side, targeting the bow ramp, one of the most structurally vulnerable points on a vessel of this type. Despite 2 AK-725 cannons positioned at the bow, no cannon fire appears in the attack footage. What is visible instead are Russian Marines running across the deck, armed with rifles, trying to shoot down a drone carrying over 300 kilograms of explosives, traveling at nearly 80 kilometers per hour. The first impact tore open the main hold. A second drone struck the engine room from the opposite side. A third hit the same location, deepening the damage. A fourth recorded the ship capsizing. The Caesar Kunikov rolled onto its side and sank. By early March, the patrol ship Sergei Kotov was hit an hour past midnight. The crew had been warned an attack was possible, but it made no difference. 5 Magura V-5 drones launched a coordinated attack from multiple directions, targeting the power plant from both the port and starboard sides, effectively immobilizing the ship. Subsequent drones hit through existing breaches in the hull. The Russian naval helicopter on deck was destroyed in the same engagement. 7 sailors died. 6 were wounded. A crew at full combat readiness with air support on deck couldn't stop 5 drone boats in the dark. The broader record tells the same story. Early in the drone campaign, unmanned surface vessels attacks on Sevastopol damaged Russia's flagship frigate, the Admiral Makarov. Russian ships, helicopters, and jets were all now targets in the Black Sea. The campaign forced a strategic retreat. Russia pulled its Black Sea fleet from Sevastopol to Novorossiysk, and even that proved vulnerable. Russian vessels now avoid the western Black Sea entirely, and caliber missile launches have dropped sharply. Most importantly, the naval blockade of Ukrainian grain exports collapsed completely. This wasn't just about sinking ships, it was about survival. By pushing the Russian Navy back, Ukraine effectively broke the blockade, reopening the grain corridor and securing an economic lifeline for millions. Since 2022, Ukraine forces have either sunk or damaged over a third of Russia's Black Sea fleet, all without a single conventional warship of their own. 100 Magura drones can be built for the price of 1 destroyer. That calculation has permanently altered how the world thinks about naval power. Ukraine has proven that a nation with no conventional navy can sink one of the world's largest naval fleets using cheap, autonomous drone boats. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, We'll see you next time.